Alright guys, so now I'm going to work numbers 11 through 20. Number 11 is a system as well. It says solve by substitution. I already have a y equals expression here, so I'm going to plug that 5x minus 13 in where y goes. So I'd have 4x plus 3 times whatever y was equals 18. That is being replaced with 5x minus 13, and so I need to distribute first. That'll give me 15x minus 3 times 13 is 39 equals 18. So 4x plus 15x was give me a 19x minus 39 equals 18. When I add 39 to both sides, that should give me 3, 4, 57. So 19x equals 57. And when I divide 57 by 19, I get 3. So x is equal to 3. But now I need to plug that back into one of the original equations to find out y. I would probably use the top one. So y equals 5 times 3 minus 13. So y equals 15 minus 13. So y equals 2. So the ordered pair is 2, 3. Number 12, you are looking at the rate of change. So number 12 is asking about the rate of change. So remember, when a table is sideways, it is x over y like this. Rate of change comes from change in y, and we're going to divide it by the change in the x terms. On y, it's going down 5 consistently every time. On x, it's going up 1 every time. So negative 5 over 1 gives us a rate of change or slope of negative 5. That means it's going down 5 problems every 1 minute. So every minute the student has 5 fewer problems to complete. Question number 13 is asking which of these is a linear function and a nonlinear. So linear means it's a straight line the entire time. So linear should have just been function 2. Nonlinear was function 1 and function 3, because they're all functions that come from doing the vertical line test. Just 1 and 3 were not linear and 2 was. Number 14, they're giving you 2 points and they said identify the equation of the function that goes through those 2 points. Well, if they hadn't given you a graph, you would have to find the slope and do another process. But since we have a graph, we can see from this graph that our y-intercept is negative 2, and our slope, if I just find 2 good points, it's going up 3 over 1, and it's a positive slope line. So 3x minus 2, yours is going to be different probably, but mine is D. Question number 15, it says solve using addition. This is just another word for elimination. They're already lined up and the y's already cancel, so I'm left with 1x plus 1x is 2x, 6 plus 4 is 10. So when I divide both sides by 2, x equals 5. I need to plug that back into either one of these original equations so that I can find out y, because we need an ordered pair. So if I do it to the top one, I've got 5 plus y equals 6. When I minus 5 from both sides, y equals 1. So my ordered pair is 1, 5 with parentheses around it. The next question, 16, is asking you to order the numbers from least to greatest. So you are going to need to possibly convert them to similar answers, like similar format, maybe all fractions or decimals or whole numbers. Mostly this radical, you need to know what that is so that you can rank them. So I know 1/2 is 0.5. I know negative 1 is just negative 1. Square root of 7 is roughly 2.64. Negative 9/2 is negative 4.5, and then 1.3 is just 1.3. So looking at the negatives first, negative 4.5 is the least. Next I have negative 1. Then I have 0.5, or 1/2. Then I have 1.3, and then 2.64. So that was negative 9/2, negative 1, 1/2, 1.3, and then square root of 7. So that should be the order from least to greatest. Number 17, which one is the graph of this equation? I'm looking for a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of 4. So automatically, I know that any negative slope lines are out of the options. So far it could be A or it could be D on mine. So I'm looking for which one of those is first of all going through -3. Well, A has a positive y-intercept. So without even doing any calculations, I know the answer has to be D. Yours might be in a different order, but I'm looking for y-intercept of I believe -3, correct? Yeah, a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of 4, so that would go up 4 over 1, and D does that for my option order. Number 18, on a number line, between which two consecutive whole numbers would square root of 27 be located? Well, that's between square root of 25 and square root of 36, so it is between 5 and 6. That's all they're asking. All right, number 19, you need to distribute this exponent to both the top and the bottom. Remember, 8 has an understood 1 with it. When we have power to a power, we are multiplying those exponents, so this would be x to the 8th over 8 to the 2nd power. We could calculate the bottom, but they say leave it in exponential notation, so we're going to leave it that way. It would be typed in x to the 8th over 8 to the 2nd. That is what it would look like. All right, and number 20, you are converting back to scientific notation. Remember, the rules state that you have to have one non-zero digit in front of the decimal, and then it'll be times 10 to some power. So I'm going to move this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places to the right. So 3 times 10 to the -7. If I go to the right, it's going to be negative. If I moved it to the left, it would have been a positive exponent. So that's the end of this segment of the review.